The United States has seen its share of stormy weather this year, but thousands of miles across the world, this is what it looks like when strong winds sweep sand into the sky. It's not an unusual occurrence in the Middle Eastern nation of Iraq. The CIA World Factbook says dust storms, floods, and sandstorms are natural hazards the nation regularly faces. But what brought an eerie orange glow as far as the eye could see, as well as a satellite's eye view of a pastel cloud sweeping over the nation, was a storm that shut down airports and reportedly sent thousands of people to the hospital with breathing problems. Even at night, the scene was like a thick fog, with visibility so limited that some cars pulled over and waited for the dust to settle. Iraq's government calls these events dust days. They can occur weekly, but they're not usually this strong. Hi, I'm Carl Azuz for The World from A to Z. Welcome to the show. Several U.S. states are trying to put new limits on what their residents are allowed to buy with SNAP cards. SNAP is an acronym for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It's a benefit of the federal government that provides low-income families with electronic cards which they can use to buy food. Officially, that includes any food product intended for human consumption, but there are limits, including alcohol, tobacco, and hot foods. Arkansas is among the states trying to add soft drinks and candy to the list of things SNAP benefits cannot buy. Arkansas's governor says taxpayer money shouldn't be used to pay for foods associated with poor health. She and her supporters hope the limits will encourage people to spend SNAP benefits on healthier food. At least two other states, both led by Republican governors, are looking to make similar laws, though some Democratic politicians have also pushed Americans to make healthier choices. Advocacy groups that oppose the new limits say people who get SNAP benefits are no more likely than other low-income Americans to buy candy and sodas. The National Confectioners Association says only 2% of SNAP purchases are on candy and that everyone knows it's a treat, not a meal replacement. The Trump administration would have to issue waivers to allow states to make new SNAP limits. The program itself cost $100 billion last year and was used by more than 41 million people.
Word of knowledge. Which of these prefixes means half? Anti, circum, hemi, mono. Pain in one side or half of the head, which can be a migraine symptom, is hemicrania, with hemi meaning half.
It's a disabling disease that can significantly impact a person's life. Some migraine sufferers may find relief in medications or lifestyle changes, but not all of them.
There's still a number of individuals that get inadequate relief.
Cleveland Clinic neurologist Dr. Mary Ann Mays is medical advisor to MyHelper, a company that's designed an investigational drug-free device not currently FDA approved. She's lead author of a study researching the device that was presented last week at the American Academy of Neurology annual meeting. The technology uses dry or dehumidified room temperature air to cool the nasal passage, which Mays says helps stop the activation of the part of the brain that's turned on during a migraine. 128 adult study participants who reported having multiple migraine attacks used the self-administered device at home to treat a single attack. 44 others used a sham device.
47% of individuals in the study reported complete pain freedom at 2 hours compared to only 16% in the sham group. So that was quite clinically significant and exciting to see.
Mays says of those studied who were pain-free after 2 hours, 41% remained that way for 24 hours and didn't need additional rescue medications.
Our hope is that the study will be concluded by November 2025, that we'll have some of the data, and that the company can submit for approval of the device in 2026.
I'm Mandy Gaither.
We should point out there are several other devices already on the market that aim to treat migraines. And while Dr. Mays says the MyHelper device would come at a, quote, low cost, That's a concern for many people with the condition. The Migraine Relief Center, which offers treatments for patients, says those with occasional migraines can spend as much as $2,000 per year on therapies and medications. For those with chronic migraines, annual spending can approach $10,000. Experts estimate the condition affects more than 10% of the world's population. On this date in world history. On April 17, 1961, a group of about 1,500 Cuban exiles arrived on the island's Bay of Pigs. Financed and trained by the United States, their goal was to overthrow Cuban leader Fidel Castro, but the operation failed miserably. Castro's troops quickly overwhelmed the invaders, who surrendered within 24 hours, and Cold War tensions between the U.S. and Cuba got considerably worse. Canada became a fully independent country on this date in 1982. Following the Canada Act earlier that year, when the British Parliament approved the North American country's constitution, Britain's Queen Elizabeth II declared Canada's independence on April 17th. And on this date in 1986, one of the longest alleged wars in history ended without a single shot being fired. Peace was formally declared between the Netherlands and the Isles of Scilly off Britain's southwest coast. The conflict was said to have lasted for 335 years after Dutch ships were damaged during the English Civil Wars. But the Netherlands never attacked Scilly, and some historians doubt there was ever really war between these two sides.
Where in the world? This is an island nation in the Pacific Ocean. It was once an enemy of the U.S., but it is now a close ally. It's prone to earthquakes, typhoons, and tsunamis. This is Japan, a nation of more than 123 million people.
Rice husks and cotton string, the simple materials that make up these stunning Japanese tamari. This craft is a tradition that dates back hundreds of years and is still practiced in Japan's Kagawa Prefecture. The intricate objects can take months to create before being sold as keepsakes or family heirlooms.
It is said that tamari has a history of over 1,000 years. It's part of Japan's very old tradition. The Sanuki Kagari tamari from Kagawa Prefecture, however, is thought to have primarily been produced during the Edo period.
Initially, the balls were made as toys that were batted around like a hacky sack, but over time, they've taken on much more cultural significance. They're given to brides to bless their new relationship, or as New Year's gifts. They're cherished for sentimental value. Tamari balls can only be made by hand. It's a simple but painstakingly detailed process. First, you need the base.
The most difficult part is making the base of the tamari, the sphere. It's made by wrapping rice husks in thin paper and then wrapping a string around it until it becomes a sphere. Even after many years, there are times when it turns out well and times when it doesn't.
Then it's on to perhaps the most important part, making them look good. From choosing from tons of different colored threads to hours of intricate hand stitching, there's a lot that goes into making these delicate designs. Their cost greatly varies based on labor intensity. Some sell for hundreds of dollars. And not only do they have to be handmade, but only a handful of people, all women, know how to make them properly.
The most challenging aspect of this job is nurturing successes. It typically takes over 10 years to train them.
But they're hopeful that the craft itself will inspire some folks to join the artisan trade.
Moving east to west this Thursday from Andover, Massachusetts, Mr. DeFusco's class is watching from Wood Hill Middle School. Great to have y'all with us from the Bay State. Auburn High School is in Rockford in the Prairie State of Illinois, and that's where the Knights are with us from Mr. Fowler's class. And in Alaska, the last frontier, big hello to Miss Hennessy's class. The Rasdolna School is in Rasdolna, where the Mustangs roam. On Tuesday, we showed you how a large water gun fight in Thailand helped usher in the Thai New Year. Same concept applied in part of China this week, where what started as an ethnic ritual to shower blessings and wash away misfortune has become a major tourist attraction in the southern part of the country. Water buckets, water balloons, and water guns were all part of the fun. So it's not the H2 only festival that makes a splash and reigns supreme for hydro generations looking to plunge into a bathysphere of supremely soaking slip and slide celebrations. Anyone rushing to fall for an event that truly holds water would be a boat to ask the wishy-washy, what are you waiting for? We can just dive in. I'm Carl Azus, steeped in puns for the world from A to Z.